been a while since I used this thing. So now every time I just got to reteach myself how to use it. It's not going to drastically change. I've done this enough times. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to walk you through a 2-strand twist service on very porous hair. We're going to first start off with the Olaplex clarifying shampoo, and then I'm going to follow up with the Paul Mitchell Charcoal Clay Purifying Cleanser. My client just removed 2-strand twists right before she got in today. So we want to start off with the Olaplex cleanser in order to remove all the buildup, the gels that was on her hair from a previous 2-strand twist. The Purifying Cleanser by Paul Mitchell, that's going to help get rid of all the mineral buildup. We're in Central Texas, so there's a lot of hard water here. So that's really good for getting any mineral that may be in the water that builds up on your hair off of your strands. The foundation is key before layering any moisture on the hair. So you definitely want to make sure that you start off with a clean, clear palette. The last shampoo that I'm going to use is the We Dad Advanced Climate Control Shampoo. This is great for porous hair because it's going to add moisture to the hair. It's also going to give UV protection, and it will also fight frizz. You really want UV protection in Texas because the sun can make very porous hair even more fragile because it'll dry it out a lot more. Now that the hair is clean, we're going to go in with the We Dad Advanced Climate Control Conditioner. I'm going to focus on saturating each strand to make sure that the conditioner is able to penetrate very well. I'm massaging this into her scalp, and I'm going to let it sit for about 4 minutes so that it can really work its magic. Allowing the conditioner to sit under the steam will allow it to penetrate a lot more. It's going to make her hair a lot more softer and a lot more manageable. So that's really what the focus is in keeping it on for a few minutes. So this is my 3-step shampoo process and moisture process for very porous hair. This combination is going to remove buildup from the hair, restore hydration, reduce the frizz in her hair, and give her hair UV protection to protect it from the sun and keep it from getting more dry. Now we want to go in and start prepping her hair for the actual 2-strand twist service. I'm starting with the We Dad Moisture Lock Primer. I'm working it through the strands just to make sure that it's evenly coated all over her hair. This is going to provide extra hydration. It's going to help seal her cuticle, and it's going to add more moisture. It's also going to leave the hair a lot shinier as an end result. Next, I'm following up with the Mazzani Miracle Milk. This is going to add heat protection up to 450 degrees. It's going to make the hair a lot more pliable, and it's just going to give her a little additional moisture. Now that her hair is prepped with product, we're going to go ahead and start sectioning off her hair. Sectioning is going to be key for just controlling the style, being able to see the direction of where I want to go with the style. I always recommend sectioning your hair, even if you're doing your own hair, before any task, blow drying, twisting, whatever. always section. As you can see in this clip, you can see her hair is already soaking up the moisture. It looks like it's dry already, and we literally have been adding a lot of moisture to it and a lot of product, but that's just what Porous hair does. It's just going to eat up every bit of moisture. So that's why it's so important to layer that moisture. I went to grab a cap to try to prevent her hair from drying out so fast before we got through this service. Now, generally, I probably wouldn't recommend blow drying the hair out. I'm only going to blow out this section, and the reason I'm blowing this section out is because she did want partially braided, and I wanted to make sure that the braids were really smooth, not frizzy. So that's why I straightened out just this section, just for precision with the braiding. But typically I wouldn't recommend it for Porous hair in a 2-strand twist service. Now I'm just going to go ahead and begin the braids. I'm using a little lock gel in order to kind of like help smooth the braid out and just to keep it like really precise. So I'm braiding it partially halfway through, and then the ends I'm just 2-strand twisting it down. So everything else is going to be 2-strand twist all the way around except these cornrows on this one half of her head. So she did give me a picture, an inspiration picture that I was trying to follow. So that's where I'm getting like the inspo for like the designs and the pattern for the braids. So this is not my own mental creation. This was based off of a picture she gave me. If you see me keep reaching over to the side, I'm using the Mazzani foam wrap on the twist in order to add more moisture and a little hold to her 2-strand twist. Now that we have finished the cornrows and the twist on one side, we are now just going in and starting with the 2-strand twist all the way over. Now, in the picture that she showed me, it was an actual like bang. The 2-strand twists were bangs. And as you can see, when we did her initial the first 2-strand twist, I'm like, oh girl, your hair is like long. So it became really apparent that it wasn't going to be able to be a bang like that, because you can see how far it's like falling in her face. So I told her, I said, you know, we're going to have to kind of like push it to the side so that it won't, you know, be in her eyes, and so that she can actually see. So it's not completely the inspo picture because her hair was just slightly longer than that particular picture. But we're still just going to try to get it as close as possible to the picture that she showed me. Once I get to the point in my day or the service where things start to get repetitive, like literally, I just zone out. I'm just like, okay, how many more do we have to do? I try not to think about the end. I just try to think like, all right, we're just going to keep twisting, keep on keeping on. So basically, I'm in my own head right now. Usually I wear headphones at work so I can just kind of like zone out and listen to who knows what podcast or, you know, some sort of music in the background just to kind of like keep me going. But as you can see, everything from this point on is just pretty much repetitive. So this is the end result of her hair. I think she loved it. She generally likes two-strand twists as her go-to look, and so she's just playing with different styles and different ways to do it. So I'm really excited with the way this came out. And as you can see, I'm trying to take pictures because I'm trying to do better with capturing my content. But yeah, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I know I say this all the time, but I'm trying to do better with posting more content and getting more up more often. Thanks for watching.